Last week, we were all in a good mood. After what seemed to be a whole lot of just doom and gloom, we finally had something that made us just feel a little bit good deep inside when a white woman broadcasted her viewpoint about how she's feeling disconnected by a bunch of online weirdos who want everyone to just bow to their rhetoric and their line of thinking. And if you don't do everything they do to the step, to the letter, you are somehow an evil person. I would just like to say to that random white woman, I don't know you, but I hope you're having a glorious day because you realize what I've been saying for a long time. The performative activism of a bunch of people who are very selective about what you should be doing as a means to doing the work is complete bull and batshit. Because while you have actual people in areas that none of these idiots would actually go to doing the work, they're sitting on their phones spouting the most oblivious bullshit under the sun. And you know, it's starting to catch on. There are more people starting to get it. And I want to show you yet another one.
Because the truth is that the right has figured out something that the left exhaustingly still has not, which is that it is not enough to say Trump is corrupt, he's authoritarian, he's dangerous, and to send a strongly worded letter. It is not enough. It's true that Trump is corrupt. It's true that he's an authoritarian. It's true that he's dangerous. But oftentimes we are not mobilizing people on the left. People are rightly angry. But meanwhile, Republicans have made calls to action their entire playbook. They are mobilizing. And I want to break down some of the areas in which they are absolutely crushing us. You look at school boards, okay? Moms for Liberty floods meetings until they control the agenda. They get books banned. They bully teachers about curricula. They reshape curricula in towns you maybe haven't even heard of. And Democrats, you know, we've got a strongly worded op-ed in the local paper. Maybe we've got a hashtag campaign or somehow like that. One side is showing up in the room. The other is writing tweets about the room. And so the pattern here is the right is doing a lot of critiquing, but they're mobilizing and organizing. The left is doing more critiquing than anything else. And so we often win arguments, and then Republicans actually win power and win ground. So this is not just about what the left doesn't do. It's about what we waste time doing, pouring energy into sometimes it's candidates that have no chance, to be quite honest, and Twitter debates that convince no one and symbolic gestures. And I understand the politics of performance, or the performance of politics, maybe better said, but Republicans are more focused on the power of politics. So if we all combined the critique with a couple of concrete steps, one thing that people could do today, because we know that the critique alone isn't enough. And if the left doesn't learn that lesson, I hate to admit it, but there's going to be another loss and another loss and another one after that.
Although David Pakman is someone who is not really giving me the best of confidence that he's understanding, I do trust in his words of realization that it's looking pretty bad for these people on that side of the political aisle, because you had an entire year where you could have just shut the fuck up and tried to promote either the decrepit skeleton that was walking to the grave and trying to actually convince you all that Trump was the worst option between the two, or the woman who had to fill in at the literal last second because nobody with a brain could say Biden needed to get the fuck. And what did these people do? Oh, it was amazing. In case you don't remember, it was the blame game. It was you hate women. It was you hate black women. It was you don't want to see women in power. It's you as a black man are the issue. It's something about Palestine. It's something about October 7th. It's something about Hamas. And all of these people proudly sat on their asses and either said, don't vote for her, vote for Trump, or vote third party. And I'm so glad that once the smoke finally cleared, David Pakman, this random white woman, and there are a little bit more people starting to realize that this really fucking dumb game of bow to me or we all just don't get what we want won't work.
So the Democrats want to give away $1.4 billion of free motherfucking money to the immigrants for health care. And if not, if the other side don't agree with it, they talking about shutting down the motherfucking government. Why the fuck do you bitches fight so hard for everybody but your own motherfucking people? I'm sorry, those folks weren't supposed to be here to begin with. I don't really give two flying fucks. What about us? What about us motherfuckers who struggle to pay for health care? And even though we pay a fortune on our motherfucking health care, it still ain't enough. It still the fuck ain't enough. You still gotta come out of pocket for hella shit. Motherfuckers dying because they can't afford health care around this bitch. Are you fucking kidding me? You be dying and have to be motherfucking airlifted. You know how much that shit costs? I saw a lady post her bill. It was almost $60,000 motherfucking dollars. That's what we deal with when it comes to health care. Sorry, not motherfucking sorry. They gotta fend for their goddamn self. Help us, Americans, before you worry about helping everybody else. God damn. I'm sick of that motherfucking ass. And you know what? I don't even think the money going to the people. The money they want to give to the illegal immigrants, it ain't going to the illegal immigrants. It's going in their pocket. It's gotta be.
Let me tell you about these conservatives, because I'm just watching and I'm seeing what they're doing. They'll argue with each other and they will hide the fact that they got any issues for anyone to really latch onto, unless it's Elon and Trump and their lesbian breakup and reconnection that has occurred over these past few months. These conservatives will hide as much of their animosity as they can to get shit done. And then once they get it done, they'll go back to just being mad at each other off random shit. And then when they need something done again, they'll get right back together, get what they want, and then go right back to argument. You fucking weird, oblivious leftists can't seem to do that, though. You always gotta pick a random fight you want to get into. Even when you think everyone's supposed to be aligned, you got these dumb fucks on TikTok who, by the way, let me just say, they're all dumb as fuck, each and every one of them. They have scrambled ever since Kamala lost and Trump won to sit there and run with the excuse that, oh, well, you can't put the blame on nothing but a bunch of TikTok users. But if Kamala would have won, these motherfuckers would have been the loudest and most annoying saying, "We did it!" So if you want credit for your victory that didn't happen, you're going to have to take credit for the loss that you played a hand in, because a lot of people, and I documented a few of them, a lot of people are at fault for why this was a horrible presidential run for the leftist side.
Men who look like you, men who vote like you, and men who sound like you. White men, something is broken. Something is cracked deep inside when so many of you believe the answer to fear, to loss, to change is violence. Are you listening to me? I hope I'm saying it loud enough for the people in the back.
Remember when I said that we're going to do everything that we can to make sure the Democrats and Kamala Harris loses? Well, that still stands. They're not going to win. We're going to make sure that they lose. They have lost all of our votes. They're not voting for them. They're voting either Green Party or they're not voting. Some of them are even voting for Trump, and I don't blame them. I hope Trump is 100 times worse than whatever you guys claim he is. So how bad Trump will be, maybe the American people will actually wake up. Remember, no one's free until we're all free. And we can't protect ourselves if we can't protect each other. This is the time for all the minorities, all the movements, all the working class to come together and really build power and really fight against the fascism that's been here, but finally popping its head out and being loud and proud about it. And unless we do something and really come together, it's gonna get real bad.
This might be a tough pill to swallow, but if you consider yourself to be an ally to marginalized groups or marginalized people, but you yourself have cut off your family or your social circles because of their oppressive beliefs of marginalized people, you are quite literally not working as an ally. If you don't want to be in those rooms, if you don't want to have those tough conversations, then you don't get to consider yourself to be an ally.
If she was trying to budge Sleepy Joe on the Gaza issue, then why can she still not say it's a genocide almost a year later? If she can condemn what happened to Mr. Kirk, not Franklin, and call it political violence, why can she still not condemn Israel?
One thing I'ma do is put 2 and 2 together and get 4. Y'all losing the battle. It's a wrap. This kid over on these pages and TikTok is pushing this propaganda so strong. She over there talking that fuck shit and saying, oh, Mr. Kirk, when in all actuality, he couldn't stand her kind, but whatever. She got her little podcast with her little friend. I don't even know these people. I just see them in passing on this app because I'm a man of a certain age. And doing all that shit. And guess what? Up next, she ain't mentioned not damn time now about her voting rights. Oh, they want to be freedom, freedom, I can't move. Posting this lady and wouldn't walk 10 steps in her shoes, ever. Uh-huh. Also, what's with the nose piercing ring thing? We'll see what she gonna say in a few days. Jill paying them, but she ain't helping them.
But when we get to this point where people are starting to realize, what's the game plan? What's the idea? What's the way to get people to be convinced that our side isn't as bad as what they're making us out to be? Well, I'm no political strategist, but allow me, Leon, the sexiest black YouTuber, to help you out just a little bit. Because, you know, I am someone who understands that the pendulum always shifts. And even in politics, it goes slow, but eventually it'll go back to that leftist side. And who knows what the world will look like when it gets to that point. So allow me to help you. Stop being fucking annoying and actually figure out a way to convince people that is not do it or you're a racist. Do it or you hate people. Do it or you're a white supremacist. Do it or you uphold the beliefs of tyranny in this world. Because if you could do that, maybe, just maybe, you could start to convince people that it's more about policy than it is about your random dumb fuck emotions that flip on a dime considering how much traction you getting on social media. How about instead you actually put forth effort in promoting actual change that will be beneficial to all instead of just trying to grandstand for social media thinking that that's going to be a lucrative way to get what you want? How about actually trying to game plan a system that could work and be beneficial to people instead of this fictitious name-calling blame game, which the right plays into also, but you motherfuckers have made it your game plan and strategy. You've made it this gimmick where you must sit there and placate to a bunch of people's emotions. You have victim blame to the nines. You have policed a lot of verbiage. You have set people up to be purity tested all the time to the point where now you start purity testing each other off of a whim and fucking boredom. Now, all the people that were in lockstep are arguing with each other about how much they care about Palestine, how much they care about the social issues, how much they care about immigrants, how much they care about this, how much they care about that, how much they care about that, how much they care about that. You fucked up to the nines, and a lot of people play a hand in it. But the only good thing that is being brought up is that these dumb fucks are starting to realize it, and the Leon pill is forever. The stock on the Leon pill is high, and if you want it inseminated into your anal cavity, you will subscribe to this channel where I will routinely put it in you with consent. Subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in the next one. Mwah! Bye-bye.